Hey, welcome to Seattle. If you are thinking of moving to the Queen Anne neighborhood close to downtown Seattle with beautiful views of the city skyline and the water and the historic homes, then I want you to watch this video. This is an actual drive around in the neighborhood of Queen Anne, and I'm going to take you by some places that I was recently at doing a home tour for a client. So I have a client who's relocating. He wants to have good schools, good views, and he is really excited about the Queen Anne neighborhood. So we're going to drive around. I'm going to tell you what we're seeing, and I hope that if you are considering living in Queen Anne, whether it's a rental or a luxury home or something in between, that you look me up and let me know how I can help you. I'm Seattle real estate agent Emily Cressey. I grew up in the Seattle area. I've lived here my whole life, and I've been in the real estate industry for 20 years. So I'm excited to help you find, whether it's Queen Anne or not, the right neighborhood for you at the right price point and get you into a property that you're going to be really happy with long term. It's going to be a great fit for your quality of life as well as a good investment for you, making you lots of money as you build wealth over time holding real estate. So let's jump in and take a look at the Queen Anne neighborhood. Okay, here we are on Queen Anne. Just looked at a $3 million home and a $1.5 million home, and there are even more expensive homes and less expensive homes and a lot of apartments here. But this is just such a fun area. We've got the sun coming out. It's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. You can see over there across I-5 to Capitol Hill, and just little families going for walks. We talked to some neighbors. I asked them about all the homeless people in Seattle and drugs and all that, and if they were making their way up here, and they said no. They thought that the hills dissuaded them and that they didn't actually want to be looking at or walking up such big hills. So it's not too much of a problem. They lived there for 3 years. They go walking with their dog to the Trader Joe's. It's about 20 minutes away. There's also a metropolitan market. There's a Safeway coming in. This is a really beautiful tree-lined street, and then on the other side you can just see these amazing views. Really cool, really pretty, very nice, very convenient. When my mom was a young attorney, probably back in the 70s, she was a law clerk for a judge who lived up here. So, quite nice. Some construction going on. Whenever you see the porta potty, major remodel underway. We're on Bigelow Avenue, and this is the view side of the street. It's not quite as much of a view anymore. You can kind of see as we come down the hill what type of views are available. So that's Lake Union. You hear about South Lake Union, where the Google offices and the Amazon offices are. Some people call it Amazonia. And then looking up here, I don't think these houses really have a view, but it's street by street depending on where you are on the hill, how steep the hill is, where the hill is pointing, but still really nice houses. Beautiful giant Christmas wreath on the chimney of that White House. This is like a cliffside home, so it is, something of a concern to be on the side of a steep hill like this. So here's a little lookout. People are sitting and enjoying the view. Pretty good view. Okay, this girl has a giant reflector thing, and this boy has a separate shirt, so it looks like they're out doing some photography. Senior portraits? I don't know what's going on.
So bright. In Seattle, we're like the mole people, and when the sun comes out, we go crazy. So now we're driving west. Kind of see where we are on the map there. That guy has a little baby wood chipper for chipping up sticks. I have one too. It's going to take me a long time to make enough wood chips to cover my yard, but that's the idea. But I think also you get rid of the sticks that fall like from pruning trees or from storms and things like that. We're going, something got me. It looked like a broken tree branch, I guess. West toward Magnolia. But we're still on Queen Anne. Now we're going north, which would be toward Ballard. So anyway, I hope this gave you a great idea of what it's like living here in Queen Anne, especially in all of these beautiful homes, new homes, old homes, great neighborhoods, etc. And I'm excited to be able to show you around here. So feel free to ask me if you have any questions. I do have a webpage about this neighborhood, as well as a relocation guide if you're coming to Seattle and you want to be able to kind of compare the different neighborhoods and suburbs and things of where you might be living. Then let me know and we will talk about that. Okay, if you are still in it to win it with me here, I wanted to show a few clips that I dug out of the archive from a few years ago when my hair was longer. But this is the south side of Queen Anne, and you can just see those fantastic views of the Space Needle, the whole downtown city skyline. It's really beautiful. So as far as premium locations, this would definitely be one of them, where you can get this whole view of downtown. Now, I actually have a client that's looking for a property overlooking downtown, and we're seeing them cost about $3 million, $2 to $3 million, kind of depending on the view, the location, the size of the home, those types of things. Some homes are, blocked by trees and wires, and they don't have the full view. This is Kerry Park. So this is kind of a best kept secret. You can see the Space Needle on the left. Those white arches are the Pacific Science Center. And then this is Puget Sound here. We saw the cranes out overlooking there goes a ferry. We saw the cranes the cranes are those orange dinosaur looking things where the ships come in from China and overseas to unload. So that's our Port of Seattle. They're not in this view right now. That's our Port of Seattle, where a lot of the commerce comes through. So that's really fun. If you want to stick with me now for another couple minutes, I'll drive you around a different part of Queen Anne. Again, I have a client that I'm out house hunting for who lives out of state. And so I'm driving around recording things so he can get an idea of what's available in the different neighborhoods. We are on the Aloha Street right now. We're about 5 minutes from it. I just got off of Highway 99. There's the Space Needle. Ward Street is over there, Bend, which we visited. And so this is just kind of the setup for the neighborhood video. It'll probably be 5 minutes and then we'll get to the house. So if you don't want to watch this part, that's fine. It's really cloudy today. It's 41 degrees. So it was definitely better weather when you were here, Ben, which was nice for you. There's like a doggy boarding place right there. Chiropractor. This looks like some residential on top, retail below. Fireside Lanai. There's a pizza place over here. New townhouse. This looks like older apartments on the right. Down there you can see the parking for like the Opera House and things. I'm narrating after the fact now. You can really see on this video kind of ka-chunk when we go up this hill here. Look to the right at those garages, at how steep the incline is on this hill. Down at the bottom where we were, it was sort of flat. We were in the city. We were by the Space Needle, the Opera House, all of the entertainments. And now we're going up, up, up the hill. You can see the slope and just get an idea for what it is like. So depending on if you're planning to walk or take the bus here, just be warned that it's called Queen Anne Hill for a reason, and the good views are produced by being up really high on this hill. So just bear in mind that that's kind of what's happening. It's so easy in the car. It's a little more challenging on foot. You can look over there. You can get a sense of how high up we are at this point. There's crossing Queen Anne Avenue. There's the ferry. We're almost there. Aloha Apartments. Look at all this garage space. It's so nice. The road's a little bumpy right here. Oh, there's some people working on that glass atrium up there. That's kind of cool. Maybe it's putting in the windows of the living rooms of those units. Okay, so here we're on Olympic Place. We're kind of crossing over. We see a lot of apartments, the Olympic Arms here, and just some areas are more apartment-y, and there are a lot of old apartment buildings here. You can see the wires over my head. That's where the bus goes. And if you look on the left here, this is Kinnear Park. This is a great park for unobstructed views of Seattle, even in the summer when the trees are out and leafy and everything like that. You can see it's just kind of a long skinny park along the side of the hill, like following the edge of the cliff there, basically. But a great place for views, getting pictures, all that type of thing. So if you're here with your family, checking out the neighborhood, you are touristing, make sure you get over there and enjoy that park. The other park that we saw earlier was Kerry Park, which I think is a little bit nicer. It has the telescope and everything, but it can have those views obstructed during the summer when the trees are in leaf. And now you can see we're almost to the end of our drive here. I'm going to speed things along. We're starting to see more single-family houses. We're getting away from the apartment buildings. Lots of nice craftsmen, lots of older homes in this area. This is one of the first areas to be developed in Seattle, and it just has some really lovely old Victorians as well in the mix, as well. You just saw that modern one. We're going to look at that house up there. So I'm going to end this part. And then now finally, I'm going to take you to all the Google and Amazon places. So we're back where we were before on Queen Anne Avenue. This is down, the big hill. This is the main drag, bus stops and everything. And you can see the water in the background. You can see the apartments here. There are a lot of bus stops. And we're heading toward the South Lake Union area, which is my friend who lives on Magnolia calls it Amazonia, but also trying to show you a little bit what's around here as far as shopping. There's a grocery store there on the left. There it is. And there was a drugstore that we passed a little bit before. This is the Opera House, the ballet, a lot of the performing arts are right here as well. That's the parking lot that there's a QFC grocery store. That was the parking lot that we stayed in for Amazon Take Your Family to Work Day. And then when you get into the area itself, you can see there are a lot of really new buildings. This whole area was more of a low-rise manufacturing area. And Paul Allen, Bill Gates's founding partner at Microsoft, was really one of the people involved in doing, they called it the Denny retrograde. They redid everything. And so all of this stuff is pretty much new. it's really hard to park in this area, so they really encourage us to use public transportation. They have the light rail bringing in people from the suburbs, but here on the surface streets, it's mostly walking, buses, and scooters. You can see there's scooters and bikes crossing right here. There's a little green biking path. Depending on where you're going, it can be okay to bike, but down there in the high-rise area, it gets very hilly and also very congested with a lot of traffic, and they have, you know, no left turn at this time of day, but yes, it's okay another time of day. Buses only on this street during these hours. It's one-way streets, alleys, like it's very confusing, very busy, and there have definitely been a fair number of deaths of just like bike messengers and other bicycling people getting hit by cars. So again, you know, if you are planning to, say, live in a condo and then bike over here to work or something, just take a look at your route in your hills and your traffic. Remember that bikes are not supposed to go on the sidewalk and run over the pedestrians, but you might be able to see over there, there are dedicated bike lanes, and they are trying to make it bicycle friendly, and you have your own separate like green and red lights showing you the traffic of when you can go. But I've seen cars blow through those because they're confused. They see something turn green and they go, but it was the bicycle light and not the people light. So just be careful, and remember that cars are bigger than you. So this is it. This is kind of the end of the road. We're on Mercer right now. The freeway is just a few blocks over there. So this is just the blocks and blocks of traffic that you have to wait through as you're leaving your Amazon office and going home for the day. It's Saturday. So it's just heavy traffic, just more people in this area now. So that's why an additional reason it's really nice to have the biking, the walking, and the scooters. Just remember to be careful. And there's the lake right over there. Okay, we made it a few blocks. We're crossing Westlake Avenue North, and I just wanted to show you some more of the surroundings. So just beautiful buildings. That's a Walgreens over there. Most of these are required to have retail in the bottom level. That's part of the zoning to make it a walkable area, but then they can have office or residential space up above. And then over here, if you can see a white building, that is MoHi. That's the Museum of History and Industry. And right behind it, right here, is the Google building with office for Google people. And I think there might be some work-live accommodations behind that as well. So Google has a really nice office here. I've been inside it with a friend and had some snacks and seen the video game room, which is amazing. I don't know if they let people in there anymore. And then here, look, this is your favorite slut. What, Emily? That's inappropriate. Yes, it's the South Lake Union trolley. It says Amazon on it, and you can see right here, we're about to cross over in this intersection. Those are some metal train tracks built into the road that are trolley tracks. So those go up onto like the First Hill, Capitol Hill area from down here. So that's another kind of public transportation, although it's obviously fairly limited because it has to run on tracks. But really nice, beautiful, new, modern, colorful, very cubist types of buildings. But when you hear about South Lake Union, this is what we're talking about, and we managed to make it onto the freeway. So I'm gonna focus on my driving, and thanks for watching.